and turn on with you and share some insight and some inspiration, as well as discuss set. So many of you know that over the last month that we had Miana and I, my beautiful daughter, we had, hey Daniela, thanks so much for tuning in. We had Brown Girls Who Bruja. And at the end of March, it was hacked. And that hack totally set me on a whole nother experience. Hey, Natural Shine. I love that you call me Dandelion. That's so cool. And so I appreciate you, Natural Shine. And so that what that did was really put me on a completely different path. And you know, the truth is that the divine reset really is about what I shared last week is kind of a pivot. And that pivot is really about, you know, shifting energies. And so I'm waiting for our beloved Miana to join. Let me see if I can get her. Let's see. Can I get her? There we go. I'm going to add her. Let's see. So that pivot really changed things for me, and it really allowed me to see what exactly was I wanting to do. Hey, Miana, thanks so much for joining.
Hello.
Everybody, this is my beloved daughter, Miana Melendez. Hey, Natalie. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for joining.
everyone. Happy
And
Tuesday.
hey, beloved Chastity, thank you so much for tuning in, sister. And so having this pivot, having this shift, really put me in such a different place. I had forgot who I was, what I was doing, and Brown Girls Who Bruja had really taken over my life. I love you too, sister. And so, but the thing was it truly me being Tanya? Was it me being myself? And what I realize is that I know nothing happens by accident. And so, hey, La Luna, it really showed me that what I truly wanted to do and who I wanted to be out there in the world is a writer, as you know, a tarot expert and tarot healer and teacher of tarot, as well as a poetess. There's so much to me. And also it taught me that I wasn't really truly doing what I loved. I was doing what others wanted me to do. And so as our audience grew to 72,000, I was losing pieces of myself. And so this divine reset came to me kind of as a divine download. And so Miana and I are going to be sharing more on spiritual sisterhood. So if you didn't know, we shifted from Brown Girls Who Bruja to spiritual womanhood. And so Miana, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, beloved, on your side of Puerto Vallarta.
Thank you so much, Mom, for having me on your IG Live.
So, you know, when I shared with you about the divine reset, that experience too of the hack and everything, how did that affect you? How did it make you feel as we were transitioning and going through a reset, a whole new reset? How
How
did it
did
work for you?
the how did the hack make me feel?
How did the
Or
hack make you feel? And then shifting into doing something else. So there's two questions in there.
okay, for me, I think it made me feel. I think at first my ego self, it probably made me feel like sad and upset, like this was some type of personal attack on us. As women of color, as women sharing spirituality. But then I think I had to realize that we put a lot of work into something, but what did that give us? Like, I know me and you are reporting on it, reporting the account every day, but there's still, like 65,000 people who are still following them. And, maybe some of those followers found us on our, individual as well as spiritual womanhood, but some of them just unfollowed and didn't find us either way. And so it's interesting how, of course there's the algorithm that makes a big difference, that they only see a little bit of your content anyway. But, for people who are really looking for something that daily spiritual, insight and inspiration, they have lost something, but they haven't been able to re-find us per se. I'm sure they have other channels that they could follow and watch. But, it's interesting how, people were following us as a brand, but not us as individual real people.
Yeah, that's so true. And so how about the reset now that we've shifted to spiritual womanhood? How does that feel for you?
I think it's a really great opportunity. I mean, it's springtime, most places in the world. So I think it's a really nice opportunity for us to tune in. And I know with everything that's going on with the current global events, it's really something that I think we all need. I think it's like a natural pivot, as you say, for us to really ground ourselves, to find a center. I think a lot of people with all this more time on their hands are really able to look at their habits, their decisions, their thinking. What are we doing? What are we eating? What am I spending my time productively or not productively doing? And so this is kind of a way for us to reclaim our center, get grounded, and also to spark deeper connection with ourselves, with our loved ones, with ones we live with, our pets, animals, plants. I see so many people now are planting things or eating healthier. Of course, things are coming more in season, which is great too. So I think it's, this whole COVID has really, I think, been able to get us back to ourselves and recognize that ourselves as spiritual beings and our connection to the world and all the plants and animals that are within it is so essential. It's kind of allowed us to get back to our true self.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that because you're right. The hack happened right when everything really got blown up with the experience that's going on out there in the world. And so, yeah, it has been an opportunity for us to not only pivot our brand, but pivot ourselves. And as I was just sharing, it's allowed me to really look deeper at what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? And all of that. And so, our Divine Reset, which starts on Friday with some bonus classes, I'm so excited because a couple of years ago, I created a beautiful workbook. We created a beautiful workbook called the 22-Day Cleanse. And this 22-day cleanse was about healing the aura, the soul, and the karmic. Because so many people, hey, Conscious Christina, so many people were asking, I need to cleanse, from the outside. And so the 22-day cleanse is that cleanse. And this is going to be a bonus class for people who sign up for the early bird right now through, when is it? Through tomorrow, actually,
Mm-hmm.
for the Divine Reset. And it's going to be a live class with me. Plus you get the 22-day cleanse because again, we've got to cleanse our outside energy and then we go in and you're going to take them in. So tell them a little bit about your part on Saturday.
Yeah, I love really looking at the food that we're eating and the nutrients that it can give us, as well as how it can support us in cleansing our bodies and souls. So I love talking about eat your chakras and chakra-based eating, which is really getting as much color on your plate, but also looking at your own, internal thoughts and thinking, if I'm not feeling grounded or centered, maybe I need to tap into my root chakra and maybe I need to eat some peppers, maybe I need to have some apples, some tomatoes. I need to really look at the food that I'm eating and be aware of, how we can also make healthier, holistic swaps too. So many people are having almond butter instead of peanut butter and going for more all natural, the same thing with wheat, and so often in our diets we have a lot of sugar-based things, or sugar in bread, nowadays. And so it kind of gives us an opportunity to really look what's in our pantry, what's in our fridge, and, see if there's any new healthy pivots that we can try. Is there a new way we can make something even more delicious? Like I love having a fruit bowl in the morning or my oatmeal and honey in the morning. So there's a lot of great things that you can do with making your own more food at home. So we're going to be talking about eating your chakras on Saturday in a live class.
All right. And those are both bonus classes that come with the Divine Reset. And so the Divine Reset actually starts on Monday. So we want to get you cleansed from the outside. Then we're going to cleanse you from the inside. Then we're going to go in and hit that reset button. Because guess what? When you get cleansed on the outside and then you're looking at your food too, That is really how the cleansing starts. And so our first 6 days of the divine reset, because this is a 22-day process. You know, it takes 22 days to shift into a new habit and a new behavior. And so the first 6 days, we're going to do the fear fast, because we don't realize fear runs our minds, it runs our bodies, it runs our spirits. And when we fast from fear, what we're saying is, I'm fasting, right? So we're not ingesting any of it. And I know for sure with the shift from Brown Girls Who Bruja to spiritual womanhood, my fast, my spiritual, you know, my fear flush was getting over myself, getting over the idea of, oh, I have 72,000. It's in the link in bio, beloved. And, you know, I had to get over that ego self